Yep.
Hello, everybody. I'm Captain Nitin Joshi.
And myself, Azad. And we are going to talk today.
We're just gonna talk. We're just gonna
Yes, we're
talk.
just going to talk. So I'm very excited to take out your time over here for our audience in
Hmm.
India and abroad
Okay.
and share your valuable lessons learned in your professional career, in your life in general. So please introduce yourself.
Okay. As I said, my name is Captain Nitin Joshi, and I've done a lot of things. I do a lot of things. I've had a chance to work in the Indian Army. I worked in the education sector, hospitality sector. Now I'm freelancing as a trainer, and well, generally I've been around for what almost little more than 43 years now.
43 years.
Yeah.
That's almost 4 decades.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
quick.
43 years is more than 4 decades here.
Yeah. So in one word, if I ask you to sum it up and give it to me, how would you present that one word?
One word, if I have to present my life,
Yeah, I mean,
I would
the lesson,
say
the message,
eventful.
eventful,
Eventful.
amazing.
Life is eventful. Life is amazing, and life there is a lot to learn. But the one thing which I'll tell you about life, which I have realized the hard way very often, life is meant to be enjoyed.
Wow.
We've got this life. Enjoy life.
Yes,
Whatever you do, enjoy it. If
yes,
you find that you're doing something you're not enjoying, stop doing it. Do something else.
absolutely. So, I mean, wherever the heart says, the mind will.
Exactly. You got to balance your heart and mind. As they say, follow your heart, but take your mind with you. But it's very important to follow your heart.
Hmm,
And I sincerely feel, that sometimes we take things way too seriously,
correct.
and we end up making life very, very serious and very, very boring.
Yesterday, I wrote a quote which I like to share with you. Life
Okay.
can be explained and expressed either in deep pain or shallow humor. There is no in between.
I differ with this.
Hmm, hmm.
Uh, why does pain have to be deep and humor have to be shallow?
Hmm.
I think you can have deep humor.
Obviously, I mean, and you presented a lot many times.
Okay.
This was just for the rhythm of the quote,
Okay.
but I've learned from you often that life is eventful, it's engaging, it's entertaining, and the kind of conversations which I've had personally with you,
Uh-huh.
I have really felt very comfortable.
Yeah.
Very comfortable because other people are very reluctant to share their opinion and their way of life.
Uh-huh.
Most probably the professional life you're talking about.
Okay.
So when we shared common wisdom, I said that we definitely can go on camera with this.
Definitely.
So
Definitely.
thank
Why
you
not?
very much for joining us.
Most welcome.
Yeah. So can you talk about some incidences where you really remember those? I mean, those were the milestones or the marks of the professional life. So would you like to explain some of the incidences?
Well, if I have to talk about before I come to incidents, let me generally talk about things. As I was saying some time back, that we take life way too seriously.
Yes.
Okay. I'm not trying to admit that we should not be serious about things.
Right.
Everything, every work that we do, it deserves to be taken seriously, no doubt
Yes.
about it. But once you've done that work, once
Hmm.
you finish doing whatever you're doing, keep that seriousness in the work. At the end of the day, once you're finished doing whatever you do,
Hmm.
you should be able to look back and laugh,
Absolutely.
and in jest and humor, that this
Right.
is what I was doing the whole day. I'll tell you one very good thing. The if you, at the end of the day, if you can remember the most difficult person that you met,
Hmm.
or if you can remember the most difficult incident that you've had in the day, and you can laugh.
Hmm. Today's tragedies becomes tomorrow's comedy.
Actually,
Huh?
actually,
Right?
today's tragedy should become tomorrow's comedy. Now, uh, I'm. It's easier said than done, but it's
Yes.
not impossible. It's
Yes.
not impossible, and if you really work at it, you can make it work. You can
Absolutely.
make it work.
Right.
Absolutely.
And the key words which I'm learning from you is it's very eventful. Number one,
Life
you
is
said,
eventful. Life is
right?
full of events. If you closely pay attention to things, believe me, every day of your life is full of events.
Yes.
Even a very casual meeting, a 5 to 10 minutes meeting with somebody can be an event. It can be a learning. It can give you so much.
Absolutely. The first time I met you,
Uh-huh.
when you talked about the incidents where you went in, can you share that experience? What happened? Where you went to give a training proposal or someone from a forum.
Ah,
Yeah. What
okay.
happened?
I met this person in a business networking forum, and I went there to,
Yeah.
he said, I run a company, and, I need your services for my staff. I said, fine, let me come and meet you tomorrow in your office. I went there to meet him. And when I was sitting in the lobby, there was one manager and one executive from that company. They were having a very animated argument in the lobby. And this manager was apparently firing that executive. Oh, you haven't behaved properly with the client, and because of you, we'll end up losing a client, and this and that. I said, okay, these guys need training services. These guys need to be polished. The staff needs to be groomed on how to behave with the staff. And when I went in to meet this person, I told him, "Yeah, this is what I saw in the lobby."
Right.
He said, "Yes, sir, we really need the services. Why don't you submit us your proposal?"
Right.
I submitted the proposal, and then I waited 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. I waited for them to revert. No revert. So I gave him a call and I said, "Hey, I had submitted my proposal. What's your take on it?" He said, "Sir, we want to do this, but
The
not
butt comes, right?
now."
I mean, the butt
The
is
butt comes, and
the butt comes.
when the butt comes, everything goes into the butt.
Absolutely.
Okay, and that's exactly where it goes. And he said we will do it in some more time, and that some more time has now become 2 years.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
two
yeah.
years.
Just a little, no time, some more time, maybe 2 more years. But yeah, I did follow up with them, and after that, I didn't find that kind of seriousness coming from them. So
Right.
now, as a businessman, as someone who went there to crack a deal, I can be very serious about this, and which I am actually. That
Right.
for some reasons they were not forthcoming with the
Right.
business, but then what can I do about it?
Absolutely. I mean,
I
we
can
can.
either, I can either be angry about it, whatever, or it's a joke.
Hmm.
We can look back and laugh at it, right?
Correct. Correct.
That's the kind of attitude I feel is very helpful in life.
Right.
Everyone should have that.
Hmm.
I always tell people the best stress buster
Hmm.
in life is always available with you right there. It's your laughter, it's your humor,
Wow.
sense of humor. Look at the lighter side of things. This does not mean don't take things seriously. This does
Hmm.
not mean don't give your work the seriousness that it deserves, but keep it in proportion.
Right.
Don't become too serious about it.
Correct.
You find people, they become their profession.
Right. Right.
24 by 7, even when they're in their personal space or in their friend circle or with their family or any event, it's just work, 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 work.
Right.
And they feel proud about it.
Hmm.
And there is another group of people who will admire them. अरे उसको देखो कितना काम करता है. ठीक है,
Correct.
काम करता है. लेकिन वो 24/7,
Right.
अगर तू आप फैमिली फंक्शन में या फ्रेंड्स के साथ बैठ के भी, if you can't think of anything other than work,
Right.
I'm sorry to say, you are pathetic.
Miserable. Yeah. Miserable. Right.
You're pathetic. You're
Right.
miserable.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, what's the point in becoming a human then? We should be born as Sophia or Alexa.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly.
Right.
I think many of these specimens that I've seen, even Sophia and Alexa have got more sense of humor.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I can't imagine the algorithm or the code which goes behind that.
Uh-huh.
But I've started to put Azad code. I'm writing my own code right now.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
After the interview, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, right.
So, tell me, what are the things which see, two of the things which I want to learn from you. One is you expected too much incident like that where you got nothing, and
Uh-huh.
versus expected nothing and something great happened with some person or something.
This has mostly happened to me, in my meetings with people when I have felt कि अरे ठीक है जाके मिल लेता हूँ. Sometimes that casual meeting has turned into a best of friendships or best of the business deals.
Right.
There have been times when I scheduled a meeting with someone. Okay, we'll meet for half an hour, and we ended up talking for 3 hours or 4 hours maybe,
Right. Right.
and we just lost the track of time.
Right.
Sometimes it's also happened to me when I was not supposed to be in a place. I just ended up going there and I met a person with whom I hit it off very well.
Correct.
So it happens. It's that's why I said life is eventful and life is full of surprises and life is meant to be enjoyed.
It's meant to be enjoyed.
It's meant to be enjoyed. Enjoy every event. Enjoy every day. When you get up in the morning, uh, if you develop that kind of an attitude,
Okay.
it's people say that when I have something to look forward to,
Hmm.
I'll be excited.
Hmm.
No, it's the reverse way. If you develop an attitude that yes, today is going to be an exciting day, I'm going to so and so place, I'm going to meet such and such person, I'm going to so and so event, yes, I'll go there.
Absolutely.
When you start developing that attitude,
Hmm.
that is when every day starts becoming exciting for you. You go to the bed one day
Hmm.
looking forward to the next day.
Absolutely.
Unlike, I remember even I've been through that phase when I was doing a job. I used to get up in the morning and the first thing I used to do is I used to curse. Arey yaar, kal
Right.
office jana hai and I have to
Right.
meet these jokers over there and I'm going to do work which I don't love to do.
Right.
I don't like to do. Those people don't like them.
Yes.
What am I going to do there?
It's an obligation.
It's an obligation. It's more like a
Compulsion.
It's a compulsion. It's an obligation. But then I said no.
Hmm.
First thing as I started doing what I love to do.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
know, that is working as a freelance trainer and a
Oh,
writer.
Yeah. And a writer.
And a writer.
Yes.
And next thing I said, no, I have to consciously, I will look forward to each day. I will look forward to each event,
Hmm.
and when I'm there in that event, when I'm doing that thing,
Hmm.
I will be so fully involved in it
Hmm.
that I start enjoying it. And then I start, when I change my attitude, when I change myself,
Hmm. Hmm.
that is when I started enjoying things. And now,
Wonderful.
now I'm in that phase, where it's not that I don't face stress in life. It's not that I don't face difficulties in life, or it's not that it's a magic wand and everything
Yeah.
has become
Yeah.
hunky dory. But life became wonderful
Yeah.
after that.
So once you started changing your inner self, you
Exactly.
got
Inner
the
work.
yeah.
Inner work is very important. Inner work is
Ah,
so important. You need to
okay.
change in here,
Okay.
not out there. Out there is just a show. It's just a shell. You need it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You
It's a
need it.
dress.
It's a dress.
It's
You
an
need it.
attire.
You need it. It's
Yeah.
an attire. You go into a certain environment. You need to have a certain kind of dress, certain kind of accessories, and you need to
Right.
behave in a certain way. But
Right.
unless things are sorted out in here,
Right.
out there is going to be a complete mess.
Absolutely.
And that's what I've learned. And again, I'll tell you one thing. It's an ongoing process. It's a lifelong process. It's not
Mm.
that one fine day you decide, okay, I'm going to change, and voila. No,
Yeah.
it's an ongoing process.
Correct.
Because one thing I've
It's
observed
not
is
bombing it one time and then.
it's not bombing it. It's a sustained everyday bombardment.
Right.
Every day you have to tell yourself. Every day negativity is going to attack you. Every day negative thoughts are going to attack you.
Mm.
Every day unpleasant things are going to happen in your life. You've got to
Mm.
keep fighting against them and saying, no, I'm going to be happy.
Right.
I'm going to do my work. I'm going to tackle this situation.
Mm.
I'm going to tackle this situation with all the seriousness that it deserves.
Right.
But once it is done and dusted, when I come out of it, I'm going to be my original self, the one who
Right.
can laugh, the one who can enjoy life,
Correct.
enjoy every moment of life.
Yes. And I created an invention called CCD.
Okay.
The way I lived my life was sometimes, a decade before. I was running away from all the problems which I faced in life.
Okay.
It was simple problems, silly problems, small problems. So I
Okay.
said that why am I running away from big problems?
Okay.
So I'm a serial innovator, inventor by accident, or you may call it God gift. So I invented this CCD.
Mhm.
I said I'm going to attack only CCD kind of problems.
Okay.
C is complicated.
Uh-huh.
Second C is challenging.
Uh-huh.
And third D is difficult.
Okay.
And I said, boss, 99.99% of the things don't matter.
Uh-huh.
The simple problems don't matter. I have to attack these CCD levels of problems because they have a standard. If I attack them, I want to gain more skills, more talent, more everything. And I was ready to fail. I was ready to be embarrassed. I was ready to be said that get lost. Fuck off. So I was ready for all this. So I started going to unknown places, meet unknown people, and ask bodacious things, courageous. And I was willing to be like kicked out.
Okay.
So with that, what I learned is that CCD helped me. Always take a problem. See, you should have a standard in life. It doesn't mean high standard, but some standard.
Yeah.
Which gives you something back. So my standard was a complicated, challenging, and difficult problem. If I attack and even fail in the eyes of quote unquote society, I would be winning in. What you said.
Yes.
So that happened. Today I see a lot of international people. They do podcasts, they do videos. Today when I talk to a lot of other people, not like you, they're very skeptical. Now God knows how they're going to get training assignments if they're not open to show their face or even their voice. So it's very difficult. So talk about some Indian mentality over here.
Indian mentality. Oh, I don't know. This thing has been often spoken about, Indian mentality. But before that, you just mentioned CCD.
Yeah.
Okay. Difficult problems, overwhelming problems, and you decided to tackle them. Now, tell me if I'm wrong, but any problem, no matter how big it is, a complicated problem or a difficult problem, the moment you start taking it head on, it doesn't appear so big anymore,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
It shrinks.
Yes.
It's almost as if the problem starts solving itself.
Absolutely. Problem starts solving itself.
But you got to go and attack. That's why, as they say, get up, dress up, show up, never give up.
Wow.
I've been through a very frustrating phase, and wherein there was no business coming, nothing was happening in my life, and I used to get up in the morning and I used to say, yeah, I'll cancel all my appointments today. I'll just sit at home.
Absolutely, I plan that a lot.
I'll not go there.
Yes.
But somehow, after the first 2 or 3 cups of tea and coffee, I used to say no. I have to go. I used to just.
One day I remember I had 10 cups of coffee somewhere.
Wow.
It really happens. Yeah.
Okay.
What you're saying happens. Yeah.
Okay. So I find that that when you overcome these things, when you overcome these reluctance or this inertia, and you make it a point to just step out and go and do what needs to be done. Even a simple meeting, as I said, or a very simple casual conversation turns out to be so rewarding. You get so much out of it in terms of meeting great people or getting good business. But you got to get up and go.
Talk about simplicity rewarding. I really want to learn this because it's amazing. Today only I said to one of my business partners at Venus Traders, I said, I learned, my dear friend, because he's in a workshop and mechanical. So every component it's important for them. Okay. So I learned there that every small thing is not at all small. Simplicity is not simplicity; it's something huge to it. Explain.
Have you heard this saying that simplicity is the ultimate sophistication?
Yes, there are a lot of people put that as a WhatsApp status or something.
Exactly. So I think it's my take on simplicity. Simplicity just means being what you are. Simplicity means being what you are. I'm not trying to imitate someone else. When people say simplicity is wearing simple clothes or eating simple
Yeah, yeah,
food,
right, yeah.
for me, if I have to sum up simplicity, I just mean simplicity is being what you are.
Hmm.
Again, I'm not trying to suggest don't try to improve. Try to improve.
Hmm.
Don't imitate.
Hmm.
Don't try to be a copy of someone.
Hmm.
If you're born
Because
natural,
you can't sustain it over a period of
you
time.
cannot sustain it over a
Right.
period of time, and you're not doing justice to yourself.
Right.
Okay, you have a unique personality. You have something. You are what you are.
Correct.
And if you try to imitate someone, alright, or if you try to be someone else, people will notice that this is a carbon copy. This is not the original. We'd
Right.
rather have the original.
Right.
Okay, so just be what you are. Improve upon what you are. And as I was saying, if you are born, if there is a person out there who has a very very natural style and a flair, and he can just carry it off well, well, it is that person's simplicity
Ah.
because he or she is just being what that person is meant to be. But if somebody else who doesn't have that kind of a style or a flair tries to be like that, you end up being a joker
Right.
and being a laughing stock of everyone. And on your face, maybe if your father is the boss or if your father is a big shot or you're a big shot, people might praise you. But behind your back, they're going to laugh at you. So there's nothing to be ashamed of what you are. Just be what you are. Try to improve yourself in every way possible. But the underlying thing is just be yourself. Do justice to yourself and see the kind of wonder that you end up. If being in India, let me give you an example of cricket.
Cricket.
Okay, because if you're an Indian, by default you have to like cricket.
Yes.
If you don't like cricket, if you
Just
don't
a
like
rule.
cricket, you don't qualify to be an Indian.
Yeah.
So in cricket, is today's generation we have great players like Virat Kohli, MS
Yes.
Dhoni, and I'm sure all of these have grown up watching Sachin Tendulkar
Right,
and
right.
taking inspiration from him.
Right.
None of them tried to become a second Sachin Tendulkar.
Right.
Virat Kohli developed his own game, his own style. Rohit Sharma developed his own game. Dhoni developed his own game. That's why they are best in what they do.
Correct.
If they all had tried to say, I want to be second Sachin Tendulkar, they would be not where they are right now.
Absolutely, it's technically impossible, right?
It's technically impossible, and then you're not doing justice to the inherent talent that you have.
Ah. Right.
You're not doing justice to the inherent talent that you have in you. So be yourself.
Right. Let's come to this very interesting question. How do we identify what we are? Because see, I sing, I write dialogues, I write plain, I write quotes, I write stories. I'm a public speaker, so I'm trying to navigate through who is Azad. Okay, and it's fascinating how I ended up with a 60 questionnaire. It was one of my courses which I used to deliver. That how to identify who you are based on which how to choose your professional passion.
Okay.
What's your take on it? How do you identify who you are based on which? How can a person determine what their passion
You want
profession
to identify who you are. Okay.
Right,
If see, I'll tell you.
What you talked about the innate talent or the innate.
See, if you talk about professional thing,
Right.
so there are many very good services available right now where you go, you take an aptitude test,
Correct,
and
correct.
they generate a report based on
Right.
that, and then they tell you that okay. And since I'm also involved in many of these
Correct.
processes, I can tell you these are accurate tests.
Yes.
They give you a great deal of clarity, not 100%, but at least 75 to 80%.
Right.
They tell you that these are your talents, these are your aptitudes, and this is what you can actually do. So it's a good thing. Everybody should go for such kind of tests.
Tests.
However, if you really want to know what you are as a person, I'm right now not keeping the professional thing into it. Keep the professional side aside. What you are as a person. It's a very simple test.
Okay.
Anything that comes from here, anything the thought of doing which excites you, anything that doesn't let you sleep in the night,
Wow.
that's what you are. That's what you are.
The first three questions had this same thing. When
That's
I wrote
what
the
you
60 questions, no, even I said, find out something which
You don't
you forget
need
eating, sleeping, you forget everything.
forget everything.
Yes.
And, something that gets you ready to get up and fight with the world. That's what you are.
Wow.
Okay. Again, it doesn't need a 50 or 100 questionnaire.
Yeah.
Very few simple questions.
Correct.
यहाँ से आता है? Does it excite you? Does it make you forget everything? Does it make you forget your sleep? That's what you are. And to do that, it's very important that a person should spend alone time with oneself.
Correct.
And when I say alone time with oneself, I mean with oneself, not with a gadget. You should not be sitting, oh, I'm all alone.
Yeah, right.
That's not alone
doesn't
time.
work.
That doesn't work.
Right.
Keep your phone away. Spend time alone.
Yeah.
It's very important. And
Yes.
unfortunately, that thing is becoming less nowadays, with all the
Correct.
gadgets and everything around.
Correct.
But it's very important. Spend alone time.
Correct.
Spend time with yourself. Question yourself. I'll tell you one thing very good. It really helps. Sit in front of a mirror and actually look at yourself and talk to yourself.
Correct.
People might think, "Arey, to pagal ho gaya," but it's not. It's not pagalpan.
Yes.
It's not pagalpan. It's actually something very good and productive.
Yes.
Sit in front of a mirror, look at yourself for some time, and talk to yourself. Ask yourself a question. तेरे को क्या करना है? तेरे को क्या अच्छा लगता है? तेरे को क्या अच्छा नहीं लगता? If you are, believe me, try this, and I would urge all the viewers also to try this. Okay. If you're facing some sort of a dilemma, some decision to be taken, you're not very sure about it. Sit in front of a mirror and ask yourself, are you happy with this decision? क्या करना है?
Yeah.
Believe me, it helps. I've
really
tried it out.
helps.
It helps.
It helps.
Look at yourself, and because you're talking to yourself.
Absolutely.
Normally,
I've seen you talking to yourself.
yes.
Yes.
You don't need a mirror. If you can actually have a conversation with yourself in here, but just for the sake of it, to get started, to help yourself, sit in front of a mirror, talk to yourself.
Right.
It really helps. And that is what, and if you do this on a regular basis, the question that you asked, how to recognize what you are,
Right.
that is when, when you're looking into a mirror in your own eyes, literally, वो यहाँ से आवाज आती है, ये करना है.
And it's impossible to lie to your own self.
You
Because
should not.
how can you fool yourself? It's
You can't fool yourself.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Right.
There are enough talented people out there who manage to do that.
Correct.
They fool themselves all their lives. And
Never knowing who they are.
never knowing who they are. And the best part or the funniest part about these people, they think they're fooling the world, but they're actually fooling themselves.
Right.
They fool themselves without even knowing that they're fooling themselves.
Correct. And it is this external noise where you get into, not knowing how to come out of it. Let's engage into something stupid so that we forget about what has to be actually done. Let's escape all it.
Yes.
So I think, there are entrepreneurs and escapreneurs.
Escapreneurs. See,
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing. If you get up in the morning, and if you very first, before doing anything else, if you're the kind of person who reaches out for the phone, or if you're the kind of person who reaches out for the remote and puts on the TV, just because you want to have some kind of a noise, then you're most probably an escaponist.
Yeah. You're needing something. See,
you need some kind of a
something.
noise,
Right.
because you don't want to sit there and face yourself. Because when you sit quietly, questions start popping up in your mind. Decisions to be taken start popping up in your mind. You're escaping from all that.
Self-escape?
Self-escape. That's why I said spending time alone with yourself, very important. It's going to be difficult for many people, or for most of the people, it's going to be difficult initially. Spending time with yourself. Because you need to face yourself.
Correct. I've spent a lot of time alone, keeping my mobile on airplane mode, number one. Number two, ejecting the SIM card and keeping it at two different places so that there is no way it would be in contact and the range would go anywhere. Third, putting my mobile on switch off mode, throwing it somewhere in the corner of the home, getting lost out. And without a pen and paper, again, because see, I believe even pen and a paper is like a gadget for us.
Yes.
I mean, so it's like completely being vacuumed out, and you have nothing but probably some cash. Okay, and you go out and you're like, what am I going to do right? Because whatever pops up in your head has to be resolved in your head. You're not going to put it in some notes or something, because again, that is escaping. See, look at that. See, if I'm trying to take some notes out, which I'm doing right now. I'm escaping out. I'm not resolving it right here. I'm delegating it to my book. So what a stupid person I am. The ancient guys would do it all over here. And they would pass on the knowledge from here. They wouldn't give a book. So I feel tremendously that, which is where I want to come to. That how do you see the millennials today, the people today, even we people getting affected by technology, gadgets, tools especially, versus resourcefulness? Okay. A man who's really a man versus all the men who pretend to be the men.
See, gadgets and technology, we are meant to use them. But increasingly people are getting used by them.
Correct.
And that's where the problem starts. Okay.
Today, see, people want business proposals, they want quotations, and 100 years from, go back 19th century, there was no business proposal, there was no quotation, there was no invoice, there was no receipt. There was a system out there.
There was a system out there.
But there was a respect for a human being. Today, have you got your profile? Is this there with you? What is this? There are a lot of these external elements which are taking toll, and they are determining that you are less important. and your things are more important.
Okay, okay. See, I'll tell you one thing about this. What you said, things like system, technology, tools.
What you wear, how you look,
No,
and which
these
vehicle you drive.
these things have their importance.
Ah,
These things have their importance, practical importance.
correct,
But in the process, don't you lose the human touch.
correct.
कि मेरे को कोई business proposal देने के लिए आया. He is wearing the most expensive suit in the market. He's got the most expensive gadgets. He is driving the most expensive car. And oh, क्या बोलता है? I'm giving the business to him. No. Can I understand this man as a person?
Mm.
Is this person honest? Is this person Does this person have integrity?
Mm.
Is this person going to give me the quality that I ask for
Mm.
and the timelines that I want?
Right.
You need to judge that. I know it's not easy to judge that in one meeting, but yes,
Right.
I believe inherently we all humans are born with a kind of a intuition or gut feeling.
Yes.
We understand,
Yes.
but sadly, with the use of technology and as I said, this escapism, that inherent gut feeling or that intuition has got dimmed down in all of us.
Correct. Correct.
Okay, we need to make sure, again, why spend time without gadgets or why spend our own time?
Correct.
Because that is how your gut feeling or your intuition or your natural instinct becomes stronger.
Mm.
You start understanding people better.
I want to share a very interesting invention which I made.
Yeah.
One is that you be internet free. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Literally, I'm making a bold move over here. I'm saying internet free.
Uh-huh.
Second one is electricity free.
Uh-huh.
Now, almost you see the mind, the brain goes blind when we say without internet and without electricity. Because without electricity, I mean like
So whatever we are
offices.
talking right now is going to reach the people through internet and electricity only. Okay?
Absolutely.
So if you are internet and electricity
Free.
nobody's going to listen to us.
Absolutely. and one more third rule was tool free. Now, when we talk about internet free, electricity free, tool free, when we talk about such people or try to find such people, those were the ones who changed the face of the world.
Okay, let me take this. You said internet free,
Free,
electricity
and
free,
tool
free.
Yeah.
It does not mean get free of these things.
Right.
Get free from these things.
Ah.
You still have an internet.
Right.
You need it.
Correct.
You still have an electricity. You need it. You still have tools. You need it.
Right.
But if you land up in a situation where these things are not available, you're not hampered.
Absolutely. That's
Okay.
the point.
So that is internet free, electricity free, tool free.
Right.
Okay, आज internet connection नहीं है. Oh my God, how do I spend my day? I'm going to get bored to death.
This happens with 99.99%
Yes,
people.
yes,
Like, I want the AC, I want the fan, I want this, I want the Wi-Fi.
I want Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
अब नहीं
I
है
want
तो
the
नहीं.
charger.
हाँ, अब Wi-Fi नहीं है तो सांस लेना बंद कर देगा, तो जीना बंद कर देगा, नहीं ना, नहीं है. Live your day without a Wi-Fi.
Correct.
ठीक है, आज इलेक्ट्रिसिटी नहीं है. Okay, the government should provide electricity, the MSCB should provide electricity. All agreed. But आज नहीं है. Are you going to spend the day being miserable because there is no electricity?
And cursing and blaming.
Cursing and blaming. Are you going to waste that entire day or whatever number of hours the electricity is not there? Tool free. तेरे पास कोई tool नहीं है, तेरा कोई काम रुक गया है. Okay. Find an alternative tool. Okay.
Correct.
Find an alternative tool. Find some other way of doing that work.
Right.
अगर नहीं हो सकता, नहीं आज वो काम तेरा होने वाला है कि टूल अवेलेबल नहीं है, कल करना है. Are you going to spend that entire time till tomorrow cursing?
Correct.
You are not free. Even the mobile phone, even the internet, this is a tool. So tool free. Okay. So I should be able to have that mobile and the Wi-Fi connection. But मैं इतना free हूँ कि मैंने decide किया मेरे को आज नहीं देखना है, मैंने रख दिया.
Correct.
It doesn't make a difference to me.
Right. And that is where I want to come to the next point, which is I've seen tremendous amount of self-esteem.
That's again sorry to interrupt you. That's again inner work. See what you said कि मैंने मेरा phone SIM card निकाल के फेंक दिया, phone फेंक दिया. That is outer work. Whenever you feel like you'll again retrieve your phone, put the SIM card and start talking. Inner work. मेरे पास phone है, phone में SIM card है, Wi-Fi है, लेकिन मैं inner इतना strong हूँ कि मैं नहीं use करूँगा. मेरे को नहीं करना है आज use. I want to rather sit here, look outside, rains. I want to enjoy that sight of nature.
Wonderful.
Okay, that is inner work. That is what you mean by being tool free.
Wonderful.
Or technology free.
In Marathi there is a thing, manaचा break उत्तम break.
Exactly. मन का break सबसे अच्छा break. That's what we need to develop. Man ka break. Inner work. Again, we'll come back to the point that we said in the beginning. Inner work. It's all here.
So let me repeat what I said earlier, which is I have seen of all the trainers, you have very high self-esteem. Talk about self-esteem.
Okay, self-esteem. Self-esteem is basically what you Again, I spoke about looking into the mirror. So when you
Correct.
look into the mirror, look into your own eyes. You should be able to face yourself.
Right.
I think that is what self-esteem is all about.
Hmm.
Are you able to face yourself?
And face the problems which you have.
Face the problem that you have. Face yourself.
Okay, talk about sharing problems.
Sharing
How
problems.
much should a person share problems personally, professionally?
It depends on who you are sharing it with. I mean,
Right, right.
the person with whom you share a problem should be close enough to you, should be a trusted person. And if it's a professional problem or a technical problem, then you should know who you are sharing it with. अब मेरा प्रोफेशनल प्रॉब्लम है मैं जाके किसी भी टॉम डिक हैरी को पकड़ के शेयर नहीं कर सकता ना इट बिकम्स अ बिट he'll be like अच्छा ठीक है okay so what can I do about it and I think mostly it's always good to have at least few one or two close people with whom you can share your problems you know
Correct.
you can just talk to them and that's it
Right.
and I think sharing problems any kind of problem uh, most of the time we just want someone with whom we can talk
That's what we want, a vessel to pour out.
we don't expect the person to give us a solution
Correct.
or an answer मिल जाए तो ठीक है लेकिन नहीं भी मिला तो just listen to me without being judgmental
Right.
or without blaming me
Correct. Correct.
and it really helps sharing of problems
Right.
some people even they like to write down their problems in a diary
I do.
it helps
Yeah. I video record. I write.
what you're doing you're
Yeah.
getting things out from here
Yes.
out onto some sort of a thing out onto a diary or out onto your video ठीक है again you
Correct.
are using a tool maybe a diary and a pen or some sort of a video recording device to
Absolutely.
get your problem out of your mind
Correct.
ठीक है but are you hindered by those tools
Hmm.
कल को अगर वो टूल नहीं है available will you be hindered
Correct.
no or will you be I don't know you tell me
I will be, because I would definitely see myself. I feel it very difficult that to keep everything with me.
okay
I feel it very difficult. I can, although, but my natural tendency is to share with the world.
are you not very good at keeping secrets
No,
I'm
bad
think
at-
you told me that I'll not tell you any secret then
yeah, absolutely. Never tell me any secret.
yeah
So basically, I don't disclose personal details.
Okay.
But definitely, it's like I come up with these three things which I wrote. I
Okay.
write, I record, I quote.
okay
So whenever anything happens, I put it in a quote. When you said something of this nature that life punches you every day, you have to. So yesterday I wrote a quotation on that. Be vigil, be alert. One time, even single time, if you are resting, life will punch you straight in your mouth. So that level of quote I wrote yesterday. So why I wrote that 3-4 lines, which really motivated a lot of people, it goes into my WhatsApp. That is the publishing which I did out of the problem which I had. So that was the outpouring which I did. So if there is a tool missing or there is something missing, I would freak out.
you never know that simple quote that you put it might help somebody so much
Yeah. Today I wrote a quote. It's best to discuss right now. 2 lines, and it took me 2 decades probably. First line and second line. Today's quote. Business kills friendship. Next line. Friendship kills business. That's it.
that's it
That's it. And I was so ready to take all the punches of people, and no one replied to that because everyone agreed to it.
they either they
No
agreed to
one replied to it, saying that no.
either they agreed to it or they thought अरे यार इसको क्या reply करना
Absolutely.
हाँ?
Absolutely.
ठीक है इसका opinion है जाने दो
Yes.
हाँ?
Yes.
But
time and
sometimes
again I have
sometimes
realized
it
that.
happens sometimes that I really get a good brainwave and a good quote and I share a quote from some great person and I share it and I get a reply from some people. They say, "Oh, this is exactly what I wanted. I need it right now."
Yeah.
And that feels good. कि, okay, मैंने एकदम time पे कुछ quote डाला.
Correct.
It just helped this person.
Correct.
It has happened to me so many times when I'm scrolling my Facebook or when I'm just going through my WhatsApp messages and somebody has put up a message and I said, "Yeah, this is exactly what I need right now. The
Yes.
situation that I'm facing right now, ये उसी के बारे में है. It's good. Helps."
I think instead of saying law of attraction, I can call it, for myself at least, law of supply and demand. Because if the supply and demand matches, the law of attraction fucking works.
I think ये है मतलब attraction है, supply and demand है, whatever you call it, supply and demand from the universe, है ना?
Isn't it? Because your eyes are always watching all the messages.
Exactly.
Because your mind is hunting down for that problem solution.
Yeah, exactly.
And then if something pops, you say, this is the fucking solution.
This is the fucking solution.
Awesome, man.
Okay.
So tell me, who are the other people? Like I have met you who are a high self. Like my father, he's also having a high self-esteem. I've seen you have a high self-esteem. I when I look at people, they are stuck. They are obliged. They are helpless. What do you want to talk to those people who can't help themselves get out of problems of life?
See, I'll tell you honestly, I don't have a jadoo ki chhadi or anything. ठीक है? Uh, I met many people who suffer from various different kinds of problems, personal and professional, who need help to get out of them. ठीक है? If it's a really deep problem, I would suggest seek help, seek professional help from a counselor or some sort of a person who can help you. But no matter which counselor you go to, no matter whom you go to, you cannot, that person cannot help you unless you are prepared to help yourself. Okay.
Correct.
Another thing which I really feel that most of these problems which people have in life because they are stuck, because they are not able to take some decision, because they are not able to do something. I strongly feel these problems happen because uh, again these people are not facing themselves. They are escaping the reality of life. है ना? इसीलिए problem create करते हैं. So don't do that. Again, you know, see the wheels of our discussion घूम फिर के वहीं पे आ रहे हैं.
Correct.
Self work, inner work, face yourself.
That is where we've seen
You know,
so many legendary people also who did
people
inner
get into
work.
professions, people get into relationships, people get into marriages, not really knowing whether they want to get into this or not.
Right.
And then they end up with a problem.
Divorce, breakup.
Divorce, breakups. Or,
And it is so spontaneous today, you know.
Huh.
It's like today morning we met, evening dispatch, and that's it. Dead for the relationship is dead for life.
Dead for life.
Yeah, I mean, okay, you met someone, exchange business cards, then never see again.
Huh.
And sometimes it's like, you know, it really goes far ahead. Probably 10 lifetimes is also lesser. So there are beautiful relationships which come up like this also. So what you want to talk about? What are the key aspects of a good business relationship versus a personal relationship?
Oh, I think if I have to again simplify it, good business relationship is keep it business like. You know, I know people who have business relations and personal relations with each other, and they manage both the things so beautifully. They have this very fine dividing line. यहाँ पे business की बात है, यहाँ पे personal relation बीच में नहीं आएगा. यहाँ personal relation है, यहाँ पे business बीच में नहीं आएगा.
That is where I wanted to talk.
It's a balancing act, and believe me, everyone can do it.
Everyone can do it. Right?
Everyone can do it if you are that straightforward and very clear on your thoughts. कि ये अभी मैं तेरे साथ business transaction कर रहा हूँ. So let's talk business. हो गया खत्म, business कर लिया. Now we are sitting and talking as friends. Business बाजू में रख. If people can manage that, people will prevent so many problems coming into their lives. You know, and here we talk about business relations vis-a-vis personal relations, but this kind of clarity people can have in everything, all their transactions. I think most of the problems will not arise.
Correct.
As I was telling you, problems क्यों arise होते हैं लोगों के life में? Because they don't have clarity, they are not able to face themselves, they are not able to articulate themselves, or they are not able to be clear about their fundas कि अच्छा ये करना है ये नहीं करना. They enter into things with so many
With
doubts.
my experience, should I tell you one of the reasons why literally people run into so many problems is lack of communication.
There you nailed it. You nailed it. You nailed it. You nailed it on the head. Lack of communication.
Okay.
Lack of communication. People, I mean, when they don't communicate with each other, when people don't talk to each other, when people don't talk to themselves,
Wow.
you know, communication with others is important. Communication with yourself is equally important. Before you communicate with others, you need to communicate with yourself and have that clarity.
Right.
Yes, ये मेरे फंडे clear हैं. अब when I am clear, I can convey to others. तो मैं खुद ही clear नहीं हूँ. दूसरों को क्या उल्टा clear करूँगा?
Seriously.
Yeah.
And when I look at the future, I see massive confusion in the human mind because there's going to be billions of options of every small thing. Massive confusion. What you talked about, this solution will really help, which is inner resolution.
Inner resolution.
You know,
knowing. Me, I'll tell you one thing, Azad. If every human being on this planet starts spending not more, just 1 hour every day, being in perfect silence and being all alone, you know, just facing oneself, believe me, we are going to have such a different world. We want to have such a different world. Now, people are, you know, if you've seen Matrix, we are actually nowadays living in a kind of a matrix where we are hooked onto something 24/7.
Absolutely.
Be it a gadget, be it a television, or be it some external thought.
Yeah.
You know, and most of this is just white noise that we create so that we silence out everything that is going on in our mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if we seriously start practicing this, see, meditation is not about spirituality or finding God or, you know, becoming an enlightened person. Meditation is just spending time with yourself.
Right.
get the clarity. That's the most basic form of meditation. And if people can manage even that, the increase in quality of life is awesome.
Wonderful.
Spend time with yourself. Be alone. Be away from gadgets. Sit in front of a mirror, face yourself.
Hmm.
Once you get the courage to face yourself, you get the courage to face anyone in the world.
Why do you think when we talk about courage, self-esteem, all these topics which we are talking about right now,
Uh-huh.
not taught in the education system only, not promoted?
I think because the society as whole and the systems that we have created, they thrive on people not having a self-esteem. They thrive on our insecurities. They thrive on our lack
They
of
make business
confidence.
on it.
They make business on it. बहुत लोगों की दुकान चलती है उस पे.
Thank you very
ठीक है?
much. Yeah.
If
Because business can't happen.
businesses can't happen, if we start telling people to have a good self-esteem, if we start teaching our children from a young age to love themselves the way they are, to accept themselves the way they are, to be confident, to have self-esteem, I think so many people would lose their businesses,
Wow.
right from beauty parlors to so many beauty products to
Absolutely.
all these health supplements and everything.
Right.
Okay, they'll all lose it. Religion will lose its business. Religion thrives on our
Wonderful.
religion thrives on our insecurity, the fear of the unknown.
Can you talk about these international chaps? You talked about George Carlin. Let's talk about that.
Okay.
Who was this guy? What does he? He made a huge difference in my life, at least, about
Okay.
America. Talk
Okay.
about him.
Oh, George Carlin. I think we'll need a completely different
Session on it.
session on George Carlin, because
Right.
George Carlin is actually the kind of perspective that he has given me. It's absolutely
I
amazing.
was listening to him for continuous 3-4 days. I mean, I couldn't sleep. I said, "Oh, what?" I mean, I was hearing for the first time how the world is, how America is, how other nations are, how people are in general, and I was relating to the facts.
Okay.
So I said, "This guy is wonderful. He's dead now."
He's dead now.
Yeah, yeah. So, but
Lucky him.
yeah. Okay. By the way, dead. Today I was questioning same thing. Yes. I was questioning my own self.
Okay.
As you said, this is one of the things which you said, self-question. I was asking myself, Azad, if someone asks you what is your one word, what are your two words, what are your three words, and what are your four words, best of the best of life, what are yours? So I asked myself, and I came up two for one word.
Okay.
One is death, because I see it's not a negative word. First of all,
Death is not at all negative.
yeah, and then I said that death might be misreceived by the society. So let me think about other one. So I came with adamant. I will tell you that the common thing between you, me, successful people, Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, everything, if I really take out one word, it is adamant, because they want to do it, they somehow get to it, they get it done. For example,
and
we thought about this, we made it.
They get it
we are
done.
adamant about it.
And they enjoy the whole process of doing it.
Yes.
They don't do it as an obligation. यहाँ से आता है. यहाँ से आता है.
Even that you said, what comes from the heart. The heart is so adamant to pursue it. The brain kicks in between and it says no.
Yeah, दिल तो पागल है.
Wow.
और पागल ही होना चाहिए ना. I mean, there's that famous movie दिल तो पागल है, पर पागल ही होना चाहिए.
Right. दिल का काम है पागल होना.
दिल का काम है पागल होना.
Wonderful.
Okay. So let me if I can sum it up with the one, call it a quote or whatever. Okay. Robin Williams said, that we are all born with a small spark of madness. You mustn't lose it. Right? I say your madness, the madness that comes from your heart, your passion, your madness, that is what keeps you from going completely mad. And that is what saves you from the madness of this world.
Right.
If you can live your madness, if you can love your madness, if you can enjoy your madness, you can survive in this mad world. Because this world, I feel, is a complete madhouse.
MH.
ये पागलखाना है.
Yes. Every bike you'll see MH or every.
Yeah.
So MH I introduced. The world today, according to my eyes, you believe me or not, I don't care, is MH, meaningless and hopeless. In small things, definitely you can find meaning. You can find hope. But ask him probably in a beer party or probably in a lunch or.
I'll not say meaningless and hopeless.
I don't know. I feel it is completely.
I'll call it a madhouse.
I call it meaningless, hopeless, man.
Okay.
I'm not. Why? Because I'm being very genuine and honest with the world. I don't want to lie, to take it to the 7th episode and tell. This is my truth. I don't want it to be your truth.
Yeah, that's okay.
I feel it so hopeless and meaningless that I can't find any meaning. I'm not able to find any hope, not only for me, but for my fellow people also. Like someone said, my sister wants a job. My mother has this idea. She wants to kick in a home business. My father is doing this service. He's going to be retired. He has these problems. Blah, 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 blah. And I said, After a few days, after a few months, what happened? Still stuck. So, so I mean, the rich gets richer, the poor gets poorer. The rich-minded get rich-minded. The poor-minded get even cheap-minded.
Yes.
Even that's the problem. And I feel like
there are rich-minded people who are there are rich people who are very cheap-minded.
yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. But that's it. That's your take on it.
That's my take on it. It's
You think
MH.
you think it's meaningless and hopeless.
Hopeless and meaningless.
I call it a madhouse.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a madhouse. And yeah, so I think we've had a good
Right.
talk today.
We had a tremendous talk, and please give your final message to the audience.
Oh, my final message to the audience. My final message to the audience. Good question. Very good question. My final
Yes.
message to the audience. You know, he likes to do that. He asks me difficult questions in the end.
Yeah.
But again, my final message to the audience would be just what I said in the beginning. Life is meant to be enjoyed. Enjoy yourself. You come into this world, which is a very pagalkhana. It's a madhouse. You're supposed to spend a few years over here. Spend it being mad. Spend it enjoying yourself. Laugh. Life ko enjoy karo.
Right.
And you know, it's like when you go from this world, finally, you should go with no regrets. Okay.
That is what the aim of life, my life is.
That's how.
Today morning I asked this question. Azad, what's going to be the career objective? Resume. So I said, my objective for my life. Forget the resume. I said, have no regrets.
Have no regrets.
Have no regrets.
Keep that in mind. Have no
Have
regrets.
no regrets.
Live your life the way you want to live it. Have no regrets.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy karo. Thank you very much.
Thank you very
and,
much.
I just hope you people out there have been able to get something out of it.
And to connect to him.
और अगर नहीं मिला तो नहीं मिला.
Absolutely.
की फर्क पैंदा है.
Yeah. How does it matter, man? How does it matter?
How does it matter, man? How
Yeah.
does it matter? ठीक है, चलो. Thanks a lot, everybody.
Thank
Enjoy.
you, guys.
Enjoy.
See you in the next episode. We'll talk to you again.
पक्का.
Chalo. And do connect to him. You are on. Can you tell the audience where are you available?
Oh, where am I available?
Email or social media? LinkedIn.
I'm available on my. You can send me a mail.
Yeah. Can you dictate the email ID, please?
I'll put my email ID in the comment section.
Comment section.
Comment section. You can
Perfect.
get it there.
Please reach out if you have anything to talk to, any services which you need from him. So please contact, and we would again talk, because this is the studio, Azad Studio, where we are Azad over here, and we entertain and engage all the minds, all the languages, and all the expressions over here, because this is Azad Studio. Thank you very much.